And last but not least, the last portion of the video, the most important part of it. Can you get an angle from the roof looking east main? Well, let's take a look and see. What is going on, guys? a21mayo here, and in today's video, we are going to be dissecting the brand new border rework that's coming next season, Crimson Heist. Now, before we actually jump into the video, I quickly want to mention that over on my main channel, I actually did a complete breakdown of the brand new Operator Flores. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys go check out the new video on my channel. It is already up right now as you're watching this. Hey, but before you go, make sure you watch this video, like it, comment it for the YouTube algorithm. I would really appreciate it. Watch this video first, and then go check out the new Operator guide on my main channel. But with all of that being said, let's jump into the video. Alright, so as we're spawning here, as you can see, we're in Valley Spawn. Not much has changed, but one significant change that I'm sure you guys could probably already hear, yes, you heard me here, is the speakers on the roof are gone. They do not make any noise now. You don't have to shoot them. You know, I'm still going to shoot them just because I hate the speakers still. I mean, they're still here, so I'm going to shoot them just because. But, yes, the speakers don't make any more sound anymore, which is insane. So, Ubisoft, if you're watching this, thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, Ubi, thank you for inviting me to the special event, you know, getting some exclusive content. I really appreciate it. It was never really something that me, myself, as a content creator, really thought I was able to do, or I was, you know, eligible for. So seriously, thank you, Ubisoft, for inviting me out to test this stuff out. Alright, and as we leave the Valley Spawn, you can also see that we cannot see the break door anymore. So, you know, spawn peaks and stuff like that are no longer available here. You know, you might be able to still run out the main door. I haven't really tested it yet. I'm sure you can probably jump out the break door, or run out, rather, onto the balcony and, you know, look Valley Spawn. I'm sure you could probably do that. Maybe throw some Velcams out here. Actually, that's not a half bad idea. Hey, don't steal my idea. Don't steal it. Please. I need to get my content. Actually, wow, you can get a nice little pixel, too. Okay, so, you know, as I'm kind of discovering a little bit more, you know, I haven't had that much time played on this map so far, but, you know, so far, I mean, you know, you can still definitely spawn peek if you want to as a defender, and you can also get a nice little cheeky angle into the Valley Spawn. So if you guys are interested in spawn peeks, this might be a good one for you. Maybe on the test server, get some nice clips or whatever it is, nice shots over here. But yeah, I'm happy that they removed the direct line of sight from the doorway itself into the Valley Spawn. Now you have to kind of actually, you know, extend a little bit as a defender in order to grant you access to that angle. So, you know, that's a very nice quality of life change, or just change in general. Alright, and as we move into Break and CC, you can see that not much has changed. You know, you still have a hatch here, but there's also a hatch here now, which leads into customs, and we will get into this later on during the video. But nonetheless, the hatch from the middle of the room has now been rotated to the kind of southeast side of the room, which is always a nice thing to see. As I said, you know, you still have this hatch here. If it were to open, there you go. This is small office and customs. You can see some changes there, which we will go over once we work our way downstairs. But for right now, you know, Break and CC, not much has changed besides this and another thing. So as you can see here, now there's a little half wall here. You can see office door. Even if you open the, you know, the wall here, you can also see probably long, maybe east main. If I go over here, yes, that is a doorway there in Break. We will get into that in just a moment. Don't worry. Hold your horses. But I'm kind of testing things as I go along. So this is a real-time breakdown of the map. I'm learning just as much as with you. As I said earlier, I only know a couple things. So far, I've only played the map 3 times, something like that, 3 times. And, you know, I've tested up by myself for a couple hours as well. So I don't have too much time played. But nonetheless, you know, you can get a nice little angle. So if you're playing Ash or Zofia or Buck, you know, you can just walk into Break, go buck the wall, and then grant you access to this angle as well. You can cut off east main rotation, as well as this is a very nice angle. So if I buck this wall out here, this is top metal. This is the metal door leading into Armory, and that is Archives over there. So, you know, you can get a nice little head glitch, probably get some cheeky kills here as well in the test server. So if you guys are watching this, you're welcome for the kills that you're going to get, because I guarantee you, if you use this angle, you're going to have at least one freebie from this. You know, they might learn after that, but nonetheless, you know, you can get a nice angle here. Maybe, you know, practice it a little bit more with more time played, so that way you don't have to buck out the entire top of the wall. You just do one shot, and then you get a nice little angle there. And as I'm kind of testing stuff out here, let's test this out as well. So you can also see into Archives. So this spot seems really advantageous for you. You know, you can get an angle into long, see office store. You can also see into archives if they decide not to open this wall. You can also even hibana the wall, right? Or ace it, and then, you know, grant you access into this angle leading into archives and some of fountain. And then you can also hold the top metal cross there as well. So, you know, I'm learning just as much as you guys here. But, you know, I kind of just thought of this, you know, and this is a nice little angle to see into archives. Now, if you want to be a complete rat as a defender, I'm sure you can probably get some bullet holes to east main. And there you go. That is east main door. So you can get some bullet holes up here. It'll probably be a really hard shot to hit. Because if I'm seeing this correctly, let me try to ping all the way down there. Okay, so it actually is a top of the door. I thought it was like the middle section. So I thought, you know, you had elevation here, and then you were able to kind of, the attackers wouldn't really be able to see you unless they drone the bullet holes out. Now, if I do it here, yeah, that's probably like, that there is probably like head level if I'm correct in thinking so. And yeah, it is. So, you know, that's a nice little bullet hole spot. You know, a lot of the times, whenever the attackers are trying to take armory side, you know, they might come over here, go prone, put some bullet holes on old border to hold the east main cross in 90 and stuff. But as an attacker, or a defender for that matter, you can also now put bullet holes up here. But if you do open this angle here to see top metal, you might have to be a little cautious of that. And now, finally, let's talk about the door that leads into break from east main. So as you can see, there is a balcony here now, which is super nice. Very, very nice change here. This is also ranked window, if you guys know what that is, or just, you know, like, there used to be double windows here on old border, but now they got moved, and there's also only one. And yes, there is a balcony here, so you can rotate from break into the window as an attacker, or into east main as a defender. And as you can see, this is the one that leads outside, and then, you know, not much has changed east main either, besides the corridor here. So, if I buck this out, this is triple wall. And, you know, this season to office, a little bit of archives there, but this is the wall that used to lead outside east main. So before border got reworked in this current version, there used to be a door here, and then this wall and everything past this door used to be outside. And then also if we break this out, so this is now outside and this is inside. So as a defender, yes, you can play in this area, you know, do whatever it is you need to do. Now if we actually rotate to radio window, and the reason it's called radio window is because there's a radio here, which is still there. So this is radio window still. Now as you can see, you know, it's a little bit more cramped here than usual. There used to be a half wall right here, then this half wall would then bend into this angle here. But now all of that got extended. It still has the same geometry and engineering of the map, but the archives portion just got extended, eating up the radio half wall that used to be in this location here. And then, you know, not much has changed in office either. Pretty much the same. No longer a hatch here into bathroom and tellers. It has now been moved to bathroom itself. So this is the bathroom downstairs bomb site. As you can see, it's much more spacious than it used to be. Much, much more spacious. And we will get into this and all of the other sections of the bottom floor in just a moment. But nonetheless, you know, this is also a really nice change as well. Instead of having it directly look into tellers and kind of see a lot of different angles from playing around this area, it has now been moved to bathroom. And also, not much vertical play can be applied here. Now, me personally, I haven't tested out, you know, too much vertical play yet. I will eventually. Probably when it comes out on live build or TTS for the public. I will, you know, kind of dissect the map even more live on stream, and stuff like that. But yeah, so archives and fountain are pretty much the same. Not much has changed here. As you can see, also the fountain wall has now been hardened, so this is no longer a soft wall. Instead, there are now 3 walls in fountain rather, instead of 4 that you need to reinforce. So not really need to reinforce, but just in total 4 soft walls, now into 3 soft walls on the reworked version. Alright, and so moving on from fountain into archives, let's make our way into archives. So as you can see, this portion here, as I said, got extended. So right here, this wall and this wall used to be a half wall leading into, or sorry, that was in office. And then this wall here was not here at all. So it just used to be like a half wall all across there with the same geometry in terms of angles and stuff like that. And then the archives wall actually used to be pushed back to here. I'm sure most of you know, and there used to be 2 soft walls right here. And, you know, archives is much more soft, I believe, instead of there being... Actually, no, now that I'm thinking about it, it's the same amount of walls. Soft walls, that is. So that's actually really nice to see. They didn't actually remove or take away any walls. Or add any. They just kind of changed the geometry around a little bit and extended the bomb site. This is a really nice change because, as some of you might know, you know, playing archives was a huge pain in the butt. because it was such a small area and you could be shot from so many different angles. For example, AC window you could be shot from. They can also nade over, fire bolts, whatever it is. You also had to worry about fountain, top metal, being wall banged. Like, it was just a pain. So, you know, it's nice to see that you have much more playroom now. Which I really, really like. And not much has changed over here either. So this area is called concrete. I don't believe the dimensions have changed much in terms of width or length. I could be wrong, though. It probably very minor changes, but just from the naked eye, I really don't see that many changes, which, you know, I didn't really think concrete needed that many changes. But if we jump out vent window here, you know, there used to be a stack, actually, right here where this little cutout was, of a ventilation system, like this one here. This used to be here, right? You can play around behind it. So, as an attacker, if you want to come vent window, you need to be very careful of where you're positioning yourself and how you're taking your gunfights. Because you can be shot from sandwich window, someone could jump out vent, they can also run out the archives door, concrete door there, and you don't have any cover. So if in a nitro, you know, falls out here and you're playing close window, you're pretty much dead. So you need to be very, very cautious of how you play this area. So that's super nice because AC was a huge pain in the ass as well, because a lot of the time, you know, an attacker would come over to this window, jump, you know, open the wall here, and then they would be able to get an angle in a small office just like this one there. And then if I actually go out on the east balcony, you can now see that there is a default cam in the same spot, which I will get rid of. But there's a staircase out here. So if some of you guys were worried about, you know, always going on rappel on this balcony, that is no longer an issue. You can simply run up the staircase, take gunfights. You can also see an angle into armory. So if you bring like an Ash or a Zofia, or have that buck go on the AC window and then buck out the archives wall here, you can get some pretty deep lines of sight into armory itself. Shock from DG, you guys know who that is, I'm sure, but you know, he's a great friend of mine and content creator, and he fried me when we were able to play. He was on the enemy team, and he fried me off this angle here. So yeah, just make sure, you know, if someone's mechanically skilled or confident enough, they will definitely try to fry you off this angle. Because it's a simple head glitch, they line up the angle and fry you pretty much. So you guys need to be careful of that. But you can get a pretty deep line of sight, so if you're playing Glaz or Cali or just like a DMR or even an ACOG, you know, you can kind of head glitch this little railing here and then get an angle into armory. But also, as you can probably tell already, that the top metal fence can no longer be shot through. And I'll just show for an example. So if I ping there and I line up my shot, I try to shoot through, there's no bullet impacts like these here on the wall. I'll just do it again. You see no bullet impacts. So you can no longer shoot through from armory, through the fence, or from break through the fence. So that's a nice little change as well. I actually really agree with this. You know, because a lot of times as an attacker, you weren't really able to play this area here just because of the fact that you could, you know, wallbang this and shoot through it. So it just kind of gives you a little bit more playroom. Also makes your rotation ability a little bit faster since the angle is only here instead of it being all the way from each side of the fence. So as an attacker, you know, you need to make sure that if you want to hold this angle, that you're holding through the metal detector, not the actual fence anymore. Alright, and as we move down the metal staircase, as you can see, we are in main door, main entrance, whatever you want to call it. Ventilation has also not changed much either. You know, not much difference here. Same here as well, and also server. So you saw the hatch, you know, you can still drop down on the server hatch here. If I go back upstairs and kind of give you guys an example of this, you know, you can still drop down on the little server rack. You can't go you can't go all the way back anymore. So, you know, if someone goes prone main door or drones you out, you're gonna have to, like, you know, kind of be careful of how you position yourself up here, because before you used to be able to go all the way to the back of that wall. So yeah, not much has changed really in this section of the map, ventilation, main door, as well as server. You know, you can see though, like, there's a lot less clutter, and just it just looks much cleaner, right? So, you know, if most of the time you might see a rotate here from the defenders, that's pretty default thing to do. But yeah, like, it's just much cleaner in here, not as much debris or objects. Same thing with workshop. Like, you can see, like, there's not as much objects on the little workshop table here either. Let me test this out really fast. So you cannot... Oh, that's kind of disappointing. I was hoping that you could get a nice little angle through this. But you can't, so... Actually, let me try this. Ooh. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, that's disappointing, bro. Yeah, you can't buck. It's not self-destructible. Maybe with an impact. I'm not sure. As I said earlier, you know, I don't have that much time played on this map. But, yeah, I'm interested to see if this is impactable or not. Or maybe Oryx as well. I know Oryx is really good for self-destruction and stuff like this. But, yeah, you know, Workshop also hasn't changed as much either. Still the hatch and archives that you can see into Workshop from. Yeah, so this section of the map really, like, from the main door over and all the way back here, not much has changed. So let's actually go into bathroom. So, as you can see, you know, when I was looking above from the hatch and office there, that's where I was looking earlier, this is now bathroom, which is a huge, huge change. So let's talk about something here. If I go sneak my way into Tellers, this wall on Old Border used to lead outside, but as you can see, if I bucket out, it now leads into bathroom. And there's no soft walls leading from bathroom into the outside areas of the map for the attackers to initiate their attack from. So this is a huge change for this bomb site. I would not be surprised if you see this picked over some more bomb sites on this map. For example, customs or something like that, because, you know, having this here as well as the hatch and all this soft floor makes it really, really solid for the defense to hold from above, you know, cut off default plant location. So I'm excited to see how this map is going to be played in Pro League if it does get added in. I'm not sure. You know, I would assume that it probably would, because Border was once in Pro League, the map pool, and then it got taken out somewhat recently, a few months ago, or like half a year ago, something like that. But nonetheless, you know, I would not be surprised if this map ever does get added to the Pro League map pool, if this bomb site doesn't see a lot more play than what it saw before. And I mean like a significant amount, because this is a huge change, this alone. This wall not leading outside makes a huge difference. And yes, of course, you know, the window's still here. This is the same thing from Old Border. So as an attacker, you know, if they go this bomb site and they don't end up reinforcing this wall, you can cut off all of the bathroom rotation. So if someone is trapped from this angle to the right, you know, they have nowhere to go. Unless it's like Oryx or something, you know, he can maybe jump up the hatch, but he still has to cross your angle, right? So if someone is trapped in this side of bathroom, you know, they are stuck in that area, like, and you know, you just cut off their rotation, and then they have to fight their way out in order to cross your angle, right? So super nice change there. I love seeing this. All right, and so, you know, this is also a pretty substantial change here as well. So if I walk out of this spawn, you know, you still have the default cam there of West Main, I believe, or West Valley spawn, or just West spawn in general. But as you can see, you know, the CC door is right there, right? And before, you know, you used to have a lot of attackers, or sorry, defenders, spawn peek this area for the west spawn area. So, you know, this is a buff and a nerf. So it's a buff to defenders for the fact of that now they can cross from Armory to CC from complete safety, because before, where this little blue section was here where my crosshair's at, that used to be cut out like this. So before, you know, you used to be able to see anyone trying to cross there. So now they can cross with complete cover. And also it's a buff for the attackers, because now they can't spawn peek the door, they can only spawn peek the window. And also walking out of spawn, you can see that there are now sandbags here. So if you guys are unaware, there used to be a spawn peek now. It used to be now, but before, the sandbags weren't there, and a lot of the time, you might have a defender, you know, break the bottom of the barricade, just use your imagination that the barricade's still here, and then, you know, they would be able to see underneath the truck, and since you're spawning at a unelevated area, and they're elevated more than you, they would be able to see down the hill, underneath the truck, and see the top of your head, when you start running up the road over here. So, you know, this is a super nice change as well. No longer a spawn peek there that you have to worry about. And also, this window here, the supply window, there used to be a spawn peek here as well, where you used to be able to jump into supply and hold like a super tight angle like this. And, you know, you kind of still can, but you need to have like AI reaction time in order to do that. But, you know, a lot of good changes here for the west spawn. In terms of spawn peaks and just kind of overall safety, which is super nice. But now that we're out of the west spawn, I want to talk about tellers. So, as you can see, not much has changed here either. You know, there's no longer a hatch here anymore, and I believe all of this is hard now. So all of the ceiling is actually concrete, which is also nice. I actually like that a lot. Yeah, guys, I really think Pro League is going to benefit a lot from this bomb site and this rework, especially in this area. In terms of the bathroom here, you know, a lot of changes towards the bathroom. Also, this wall here not leading to the outside anymore, as well as no more hatch in tellers makes a huge, huge change. So pretty much the hatch that used to be in tellers on Old Border then got moved to bathroom right there. So that's nice to see. All right, and moving into waiting rooms. So as you can see as well, I keep saying as you can see a lot, but I'm sorry for that. But you know, there's not much of a change here either. In waiting, you know, maybe a few changes of angles and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, there's not much of a change here. So I mean, the most significant one is the balcony, right? And when I was playing yesterday, for that matter, today is Thursday the 18th. I was playing yesterday, the first time I ever got to play with other people. You know, you can hold this window jump in from here. So as a defender, you know, you need to be careful of your east main door. Make sure they don't walk into east main and come into the balcony and shoot your little toesies off. But, you know, as a defender, actually you can probably hold an angle like this here, maybe. But you're still exposing yourself to the break door over there. But nonetheless, you know, you can hold the jump in there. See the top of their head. That's a super advantageous angle for you, because they're vaulting going through an animation, which is going to change their crosshair placement a little bit, slightly. So, you know, it could lead to them whiffing or missing a headshot, and, you know, you're just holding a static angle on something. Actually, oh my god. Okay, this is huge, actually. So if I'm gonna test this. That's huge. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is these little metal bars, these support beams in the concrete, actually are non-penetrable. So if you hold an angle like this here, right, you know, they can probably still see a significant portion of your legs. Let me try to line up this angle here as best as I can. So if I go back here, something like this maybe, and then I am jumping through the window. Let me open this window really fast. Let me see what's going on here with this. So if I line up the angle, something like that probably is what will happen. So if I am an attacker vaulting through, okay, so they can probably see a large portion of your lower body. But for the headshot itself, even if you... Ooh. Okay, we're finding some good stuff here. The chances of them hitting these metal bars and eating the headshot bullet, or the bullet that would lead to a headshot, is pretty substantial, I feel like, no? You know, they can probably only see a little bit of your elbow. But if you go prone here, this is some rat stuff here. So if, you know, if you're playing like Legion or something, or even have a Legion, or a cap can or whatever, put a cap can or a Legion mine on this door. Either they shoot it, you hear it, or, you know, it detonates, or it triggers, right, the goo or the cap can. And do the same thing over here. Come over yonder, have someone sit on bottom metal cam maybe, and then you can go prone here, hold the window jump in, because I'm assuming a lot of people are going to try to jump through this window when the map comes out, and bam, there you go. You can fry anyone who tries to do that. That's actually nice. I like that. I'm actually really happy that I found that there. All right, but yeah, you know, not much has changed waiting. As you can see, the balcony has definitely been shrunk down, so only this portion is actually vaultable now. But you can still apply self-destruction on both of these walls here. And we're gonna go over the angle, by the way, up here. So don't worry about that. If any of you get annoyed by someone in a Maru sitting up on this angle for a minute and 30 seconds during the round, you know, I'm the same way. So you know, we will definitely go over that angle, and I will show you guys. But you know, passport as well, not changed much. As you can see though, the quad wall that used to lead into customs is now only 2 soft panels. So this is huge, because this wall here, a lot of the times as defenders, you will probably try to go upstairs to hold for a significant portion of the round. And the fact that this wall is now only 2 panels is a huge change, because these 2 walls here that were soft, that would eat up the reinforcements if you decided to reinforce it, you can now afford to use those reinforcements somewhere else. So this is a very nice change here. But as we move our way from passport into customs, if I can squeeze my way through. Hello, excuse me. There we go. If I can get my way in, you know, this is also blue hall here. Just want to go over that. This angle has also been shrunk down a little bit, so it used to be from the staircase, like these little metal beams, and all the way to this wall used to be open. So now it's just a doorway. You can, ooh, I'm an idiot. I just tried to barricade a door as an attacker. But you know, customs also hasn't changed much. As I was going over earlier, the hatch that used to be in the middle of customs has now been relocated to the southeast corner. Yeah, southeast corner of CCTV. And also, as you can see here, there are 2 soft panels. I believe these are going to be 2 panels, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's no way you can get 1 reinforcement with all that. And then also the soft wall here. So there's a lot more hard cover, but there's also a lot more soft destruction as well in terms of how efficient it is. Because all of Small Office, most of these walls were soft destructible, but there was little metal beams in them, like the bottom metal stairs here. Like, these little metal beams used to be in the actual wall itself on these walls, and also this portion here on Old Border. I'm sure most of you know about it, but for the people who don't, yeah, you know, this is a huge change as well, and also this angle here. So, as a defender, as I was saying earlier, you know, if you guys go custom supply, you can get an angle from this hatch through there. There's a little sliver here into the blue hallway. You can see right about, get out of here. You can see right about here, I would say, this line, you would be able to see attacker's feet. So on Old Border here, there used to be a little slit. It didn't connect to the ceiling, this wall. And, you know, you used to be able to get a nice little angle through the hatch, over the slit, and then, you know, into the blue area. Alright, and I just want to give you guys kind of a feeling of all 3 spawn locations on this map and just kind of the subtle changes. So this is the East Valley spawn here. You know, not much has changed here. Probably some minor spawn peak changes. So, you know, you can no longer see the radio window or the archives door. And then also if I go down here, there's probably not going to be too many changes. So this used to become this is on the Old Border, and also this angle here. So sometimes you might see someone spawn peek this window for this angle here, this cross. So if anyone tries to kind of run down here and then go down there, you know, you can cut off the rotation from that window. So, you know, this is a common thing to do even on Old Border. So you probably won't catch many people off guard with this, but you can still try it if you guys are, you know, down for spawn peeking as I fat finger my drone button. And yeah, not much has changed there on the East Main spawn. But let's go over the rest of customs and supply, and then we'll start working our way outside on some of the changes on the map. Alright, and before I was rudely interrupted, I was getting my way to detention. So, again, not much has changed here. You know, this is the same. This is probably the same as well. Yeah, so you guys might know, just from watching my live stream. And by the way, if you aren't and you're watching this video, go check out my live stream. Link in the description. But nonetheless, you can get a Velcam up here. And that sees all of CCTV and some of break. But yeah, the biggest change here is probably this here. So before, on Old Border, you used to be able to throw nitro cells, Velcams. These used to be open windows. And then, as well, you know, you can still, you know, the top portion of the detention wall is still destructible. So even though the reinforcement will reach this top support beam, or the 2x4, or is it a 2x8? Whatever. Nonetheless, I think that's a 2x8. Yeah, okay, I'm pretty sure. This is a 2x4. What am I talking about? Okay, map, okay, the map. You know, you can still throw nades over, flashes, whatever, into detention. So no change there either, but yeah. I think... Interesting. Actually, I'm kind of liking the self-destruction so far. But, you know, let's move our way into supply. So, as you can tell already, like, there's a huge change here, right? So, before, this all used to be soft. Like, this portion used to be this. And then, the doorway that is there was here. So, and then this portion wasn't here before. So, on Old Border, you would run into this little corridor here. Either go detention, or go into supply that with the doorway that was provided right here. So instead, this doorway has now been moved from any angles from detention. So if you want to, you know, go from supply into this little area, you're going to do it much more safe than before of trying to go through the doorway that would be here on Old Border. And then, as you can see, a lot of supplies also changed as well. So there's not as much debris. There used to be 2 little blue tubs like this, right on top of this little metal box, and, you know, that's gone now. The drone hole is still there. And the biggest change in supply, in my opinion, is this here. So instead of being forced to peek the left side of the storage compartment here, the storage shelves, you can now play the right side and hold the window jump in. And also, as a defender, if you go top metal, this is also a common thing to do on old border, but as a defender, you can now hold the window jump in from top metal. So if you recognize that the attackers aren't taking upstairs control, then you can just come top metal, and then play this angle here, if it is made. But yeah, nonetheless, I mean, you know, I think this change alone is a huge change for this map. And also, you can no longer shoot through this, so on old border, there used to be like some paper, like boxes or something, like cardboard boxes, that was here, and also like a piece of drywall that used to be able to shoot through, but that is no longer an option. So as an attacker, you're much more safe trying to plant in this location here. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all of the interior of border. So I actually want to, is the bomb site up here? Okay, great. So some of you might know about this angle or this location on old border, and you can still do it on new border or the reworked version, which is huge because, you know, for a long time, a lot of players thought that they would get rid of this vault prompt and stuff like that. But now, you know, it's still in the game. So clearly Ubisoft still wants it in there because if they're going to rework a map and change a lot of things around, they're going to take that out, right? And, you know, they kept it in, which is nice. So that's a huge thing for the defenders on this map. And also, if you're on this bomb site, I'm going to show you guys a little something. So I actually did not find this. I was playing against Dangleberries. If you guys don't know who Dangleberries is, he's a content creator for Disrupt Gaming, and he is known for his rat locations, so to speak. And that man killed me from this angle right here. So if I'm not an idiot and I'm a little bit more skilled like Dangle is or Barry, okay, I'm still struggling a little bit here. Let's try this for the third time. Third time's a charm, right? That's the old saying. So there we go. You can get on top of the bomb chassis. Let me shoot this window open. And as you can see, you know, you can play kind of a little bit lower. It's kind of tricky to do. It's a very slippery slope, so to speak. But if you get on top of the bomb chassis, kind of go down a little bit, make sure you don't fall off like I am currently, because I'm an absolute idiot. Get on the bomb chassis, you know, you can hold an angle into the vent window there, vent jump in, whatever it is. Also hold the concrete door walk in. And yeah, you can't get an angle from, you know, before you used to be able to get up on top of the shelf and see over this little half wall here, but they just moved it back. So that is no longer an option to see radio window. And it's also important, when you guys do this, that you don't destroy the monitor firstly, because that won't allow you to kind of sprint up on top of it and then get on top of the shelves here. And you also don't destroy these boxes. So as you can see, like, I have a very broad vault prompt in order to get up there, right? But if I destroy these boxes, the vault prompt is immediately taken away. So you guys need to make sure that, you know, if you're in a 5-stack or just in general, that teammates don't destroy those boxes, because now getting this vault prompt is extremely challenging, like extremely hard. So make sure you guys don't do that. And one little other angle and kind of trick that you can do that is the same from old border into the new one is you can look over the little storage cabinet there or filing cabinet and see the vent window jump into archives as well. So that's the same from old border, but I just want to kind of make sure that people know about that spot because it is very strong. Alright, and last but not least, the last portion of the video, the most important part of it. Can you get an angle from the roof looking east main? Well, let's take a look and see. Oh, that's all you get! For all the roof campers! Look at you! You're looking stupid now! Look at you! Look at him. And yes, you know, you can still do this, though. To see east door, if you want to bring an Ash or Zofia, you can still open this wall. And that is east main right there. So I'm looking at east main. But this, from what you used to be able to get, is significant. Very significant. So even as a defender, like, all I can see is, like, from, oh, probably there to there, without this wall being destroyed. So if you, as a defender, you can probably play somewhere like right there on the balcony, see the attacker's head, and they won't be able to see you. So that's a free one tap there. But, you know, like, this is all you get. You can also see the east main door there. There, right around there is the east main exterior door leading from inside to outside. Then this is the balcony door where the balcony is right here. But this is all you get on the roof. This is it. Huge change. Huge! Alright, and now that we have come to the end of the video, I want to give you guys a little sneak peek for the new attacker in Rainbow Six Siege coming in the next season, the new season, Crimson Heist. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you guys go check out the main channel if you guys are watching this. It's linked in the description. The video is already up, so make sure you guys go show us some love, hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not already. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And before I go, I also want to mention that here, hit the like button, subscribe. This is my second channel, so seriously, the growth and support recently over the span of only a few videos has been insane. I really appreciate it, but you know, let's get those numbers up, boys. I'm looking forward to it. And also, while you're down there, you can check the description. You can find links to all of my social media, as well as a link to my Patreon where I do coaching. So if you guys are interested in coaching, I have a review chat in my Discord, where there's also a link to, where people have reviewed coaching sessions that I've already had with them. So if you're a little bit skeptical, or if you don't know if you want to commit your money quite yet, go read the reviews, see what you like, see what you don't like. You know, they're all completely honest. I always tell my clients to be completely honest when they leave a review, and be as harsh as they feel like if I did something wrong. But so far, knock on wood, I haven't had a bad review yet, and I've met expectations or exceeded them. So if you guys are interested in coaching, there's a link to my Patreon and all of that good stuff, the main channel, social media, everything like that. But with all of that being said, boys, I really hope you enjoyed. This video took me a long time to record. I'm at roughly an hour right now in the recording, as well as, you know, editing and rendering and all that good stuff. So seriously, all the support is greatly appreciated. I post videos here 4 times a week and 6 times a week on my main channel. So that's 10 videos between my main channel and second channel. So if you guys are interested in more content from me, make sure you guys go check out the main channel. Make sure you stick around for the second channel. But with all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something new. And I will see you guys in the next video. Actually, before I go, special thanks to Ubisoft again for inviting me out to get access to this early content. Seriously, you know, I'm a much smaller content creator versus the other ones that are eligible. There's some big names in there, so seriously, thank you for you know, inviting me. Thank you for allowing me to play and test stuff out and just get early access to the stuff. It's seriously never a position that I thought I would be in. So again, if I have any Ubisoft employees or devs or anyone who does any sort of work for the game, seriously, I appreciate the support and the opportunity here. And yeah. Alright, now that's the end of the video. I'll see you guys later. Adios.